celebrating the life of one of the best players to ever lace up the boots here in Denis Law. Pleased to say I'm joined by two people that know him so well, in Bryan and Bryan Robson. Bryan, we'll start with you. Look, just first off, your memories of him as a player and a person.
Blimey, he was tops, and as a person, unbelievable. The humility, the empathy he had for people, the compassion was unbelievable. The tributes that have been paid to him now is so well deserved.
Bryan, look, obviously you knew him so well as a person as well, but in terms of what he brought to the club, not just on the field, but his character as well, something that's going to be celebrated today.
No, that's the thing that some people don't know. That, they see Denis as a player, and he was a fantastic player, and everybody sees that. But as a character, he had such an unbelievable sense of humour, and he was really good to be around. Yeah, when I sort of became ambassador at the club, to go down to London on a train or whatever, and that, he was just unbelievable company and great fun. And that's how I remember Denis, because everybody else sees him as a player, but as a character, he was just fantastic fun.
Right, and obviously you were lucky to play with him as well. He was there at the start of your career, and we were all seeing the archive footage and bringing him back, but just how good a player really was he?
Well, as a finisher, he was tops, but Denis used to like to drop off as well. They've had some great, what we call the focal points, the references, a striker that stays high. You go back to the great Munich with Tommy Taylor led the line. You had Dennis Violet playing off him. Then, for me, David Hurd, who led the line when I was here, Denis could play off, David Hurd, who did a tremendous job. I don't think Hurd got the credit he deserved. And Denis, the chances, but when I was a kid, he said to me when I first come in, stay between the goalposts. That's where. And if you see Denis's goal, he'd be over the goalkeeper, just waiting, ready, drop it. And the goals he got. And also, he said to me, if you're ever wide, just knock the cross in early. If I'm not there, it's my fault. And it's true. And you did. You didn't even have to look up sometimes. And the areas we was brought up then, with Sir Matt and Jimmy Murphy, was the three areas that was the near post, far post and penalty spot. They was the three key areas that you went for. We did it when I was coaching with Robbo. There was get a rotation, and Denis would always be on to you, and he was absolutely fantastic. And Jimmy Greaves again in that era.
I think, Bryce, sometimes though, people forget about how athletic he was. He was unbelievable. Overhead kicks and all that, the goals that he scored, scissor kicks, overhead kicks.
He could score
athletic, wasn't he?
Any type of goal, Robbo. You've just mentioned that, but his heading ability, his spring.
Yeah.
His spring was unbelievable. It was just complete. There's not enough words, that you could describe him. And like Robbo was saying just before, he was a character and a personality.
And Bryan, just finally, I suppose, what kind of day can we expect here? Because it already feels like it's going to be a special one.
Well, I hope it is, because in the midweek we didn't start the game well at all. Came back really strong in the last 20 minutes, but we can't be putting a performance like that in again. We now need to go on a run. We a great result against Arsenal, so we continued in that. We've got Rangers on Thursday night. We need to win that and make sure that we stay in the cup competitions. So we need to just follow up on some of the good performances that they've put in over the last 3-4 games.
United trying to get back to where they were, building attacking football, winning silverware, just like the days of Denis Law.